Hey guys, I'm Grestar, and how about we watch a death battle, Android 18 versus Captain Marvel. Of course, make sure to click on the link in the description below to go to the official release first, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and then come back here and we'll watch it together. Don't need these yet. So at the end of the last death battle, which I just uploaded my reaction to yesterday, I remarked that based upon like how I'm just gonna judge generically their power levels, like Marvel to Dragon Ball Z, I thought that Dragon Ball Z had more of an advantage, but thinking about it more since then, I guess I was really just comparing anime, in general, to movies in general, because like I said, I'm mostly familiar with the Marvel Universe through its movies, like I don't read comic books, so yeah. And so, if I'm comparing anime to movies, I'm gonna say, yeah, most of the time anime just have more power, more fantastical strength, more abilities, etc. But what I didn't really think about was like manga versus comics, because I think that's really where there's gonna be a big difference, anime and manga are probably fairly close with Dragon Ball Z, though I would imagine still the manga they get more powerful. But I'm sure, based upon other comics that I've seen over the course of Death Battle, that Captain Marvel comics are also ridiculously powerful. Like she gets super strong or whatever if she didn't start out that way. So I really, I take back what I said about Dragon Ball Z, how I think it's higher up, like how Android 18 has more of a chance because of that. At this point, I'm really not sure. I don't know what either of them are capable of. It's just I'm back to now needing to look at the, analysis portions. So, yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. Again, I've never watched Dragon Ball Z, and I haven't read any of the Marvel comics, or Captain Marvel comics, excuse me. So, I guess we'll see. I'm still curious, too, actually, how they are related enough where Death Battle pit them against each other. But, yeah, I guess we'll find out. Anyway, with that, let's get to watching. And play.
Sloths,
Oh.
pizza,
What?
chaos. This is Battle Sloths 2025, the
Okay.
Great Pizza War. The all-new twin-stick shooter from Rooster Teeth Games.
Oh.
Customize your sloth with over 1,000 unlockable hats, then step into the arena and battle for pizza and glory. 4 game modes, 20 different weapons, a variety of maps.
That actually doesn't...
Pole dancing? Battle Sloths has something for everybody.
It doesn't look too
Available
bad,
now
actually.
on Steam for PC, Mac, and Linux. Just click the link in the description
It looks
below,
like that could be
and
fun,
make
that's
sure
all I'm
you
saying.
choose the boomstick hat.
Okay, well, that's the thing, Battle Slavs. Alright, so here we are now. Android 18 versus Captain Marvel. Let's go.
I love a powerful woman. Even better, one that keeps getting stronger and stronger. And today we've got 2 of them.
Android 18, the deadly cyborg killer from Dragon Ball.
Cyborg,
And
yay.
Captain Marvel, the hard-hitting, high-flying Avenger. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Sweet. 2D animation, cool, alright. I do prefer
In the
3D, but
age
now I know what I'm
763,
expecting. So.
peace had returned to the Earth. Unsung heroes, led by the Super Saiyan Goku, had saved the world from an evil galactic tyrant.
Everything seemed pretty hunky-dory until a mysterious time traveler showed up out of nowhere with a grave warning.
Wait, I know.
In just
Is that...
3
no.
years' time, 2 deadly
Never
androids
mind.
would rise up and ravage the Earth, all while wearing the mark of the long-forgotten Red Ribbon Army.
Ah,
This sounds like it's gonna get complicated real fast.
yes.
To be brief, the Red Ribbon Army was the greatest military force ever known, even greater than the Earth's entire armed forces combined.
Okay.
Until a tiny monkey child named Goku strolled through and wrecked their shit.
Dr.
Oh.
Gero, founder and lead scientist of the Red Ribbon Army, held a grudge against Goku for over 20 years.
I don't blame him then.
Like any mad scientist hell-bent on revenge, the good doctor got back to doing what he did best.
Building murder bots.
So was
And
the whole
so
army
he
like murder
designed
bots,
some
essentially?
of his deadliest
Android,
creations to date, Android 17 and Android 18.
Ah, yes.
Though Android isn't entirely accurate. 17 and 18 were actually humans once.
So
siblings
cyborg.
even. So that makes them cyborgs, not
Okay.
androids.
Gotcha,
You'd
thank
think
you.
A doctor with Gero's prestige would know the difference. I'll just chalk it up to a classic case of revenge madness. That happens to
Classic.
the best of us.
Android 18's real name is Lazuli,
Okay.
which sounds like some sort of Italian pasta dish. No wonder she kept the name 18 after brutally murdering her maker.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Android 18 and her brother were pretty unruly and a force to be reckoned with. Gero, even with his own cyborg body, didn't stand a chance.
Okay, fair.
With nothing better to do, the twins set off to ravage the world as predicted. But this time, something changed. After witnessing the compassion of the heroes, including a bald, vertically challenged martial artist named Krillin, 18 had a change of heart and joined the good guys.
She even wound up starting a family with Krillin.
Oh,
Nice.
what?
Give it up for Krillin. Not only is he punching above his bracket, but he's laying pipe above it as well. Plus, 18 doesn't really age, so that's a serious win.
Android 18 is an extremely competitive fighter with numerous deadly abilities. Giro's programming stems from decades of military dominance, granting her incredible hand-to-hand combat skills and mechanically enhanced senses for superb situational awareness.
Right.
And she's got the strength to back it up. This chick can embed a person straight into the side of a cliff with a single smack, or shoot explosions out of her hands.
But who can't
She
in that
does
universe?
this by harnessing Ki,
A lot, I know.
a Taoist-inspired life force energy manifested through a person's spirit and vigor. With her Ki, 18 can fire a barrage of energy beams powerful enough to destroy buildings, continents, possibly even planets.
Oh.
Like the finger beam. Talk about getting finger blasted, am I right?
Oh,
Oh, you know you laughed.
absolutely not.
Whiz.
On the inside?
Ugh. Android 18 has
They're getting,
dozens
like,
of other techniques,
more and more
such as
confrontation.
infinity bullets.
I know what you're thinking, but it's not a magic gun with unlimited ammo. It's a stampede of energy blasts which are nearly impossible to avoid.
Her photon strike lays waste to a vast area in an instant. She can even use her husband's signature technique, the Destructo Disc.
Yay,
It's
good
a
for her.
buzzsaw made of pure energy. Why don't more Dragon Ball characters use that thing?
Ki is just as much a defensive tool as well. Android 18 can enhance her strength, speed, and endurance with her energy.
She couldn't do that
greatly
normally, then?
surpassing the limitations of her physical body.
I feel like she
Oh
could.
yeah, and she can fly.
Unlike most warriors, 18's energy supply stems from a sort of battery within. This system grants her a continuous and potentially endless supply of Ki.
She'll never get
Okay.
tuckered out. In fact, one of her favorite combat strategies is wasting time to make her enemy exhausted, then moving in to finish him off.
She's making him burn up all his energy and then she's going to attack him.
Like many
yeah,
of
if you
Dr.
can take it,
Giro's
you have the
other
endurance, why not?
androids, it's even possible for 18 to steal her foe's energy for herself by absorbing it through her body, increasing her power and nullifying her opponent.
So you can bet she'll always go the distance. Like Rocky Balboa, except, you know, way stronger and
fair.
way prettier.
18
Also fair.
is tough enough to deflect Goku's Kamehameha attack even while he's in Super Saiyan Blue form. Also, she can
Super
get
Saiyan
hard
Blue?
enough to break Super Saiyan Vegeta's arm.
Is that Super Saiyan God
What's
Super
so
Saiyan?
impressive about breaking an arm? You broke yours once just by falling out of your chair.
Uh-huh. You might have missed the Super Saiyan part there. Vegeta's extremely high Ki levels improve his body to support an impressive amount of weight. Leading up to the fight, Vegeta was training in 450 times gravity,
Math.
making his weight about 55,000 pounds. That means the tibia in his leg would be supporting over 40,000 pounds, the equivalent of 8 pickup trucks.
Damn, I wish I had bones like that. I could fire so many bazookas and never have to worry about falling down.
Yes.
On top of that, she's able to use her constant supply of Ki to easily match the speed of a Super Saiyan. We've previously established that an ascended Super Saiyan can fly approximately 340,000 miles per hour, so it's reasonable to believe 18 can do the same.
Man, this key stuff is seriously awesome. Maybe I should start meditating or something.
Do you even know how?
Yeah, all I gotta do is get drunk and sit on the floor crisscross applesauce style, right? Easy.
Sure. Anyway, just like Vegeta, Android 18's Ki allows her to survive serious blows. She's even tanked the full brunt of a Super Saiyan Ki blast, capable of obliterating an entire building without a scratch.
Can't say the same for that sweet-ass jacket. Man, 18 is awesome.
But the rest of the clothes
Awesome?
survive.
Yes. Unstoppable? Not at all. Android 18 is unfortunately susceptible to a number of weaknesses,
Like what?
including her own programming. Fearing her unruliness, Giro designed her with a remote shutdown system in place, one that both he and Krillin's friend Bulma were able to exploit.
Okay.
So this
How?
little thing will stop them, huh?
On top of that, 18 has a reputation of being cold and apathetic. Although this is mostly just a guise, as she's always ready to defend her friends and family from threats. She even joined Goku, the man she was originally programmed to kill, for an interdimensional tournament bent on saving the universe from annihilation.
It's pretty important.
It's safe to say the Super Saiyans are not the only blondes protecting the planet.
Believe me, when she gets that look in her eye, you better hold on to your Dragon Balls.
Doesn't she always have that look?
Hard on you, but it's the only way you'll learn.
All right, well, that was a lot of stuff to take in, guys. I'm not
has
gonna
had
lie.
many names in her career, but when she was born, she was simply Carol Danvers.
Carol grew up in Boston and joined the Air Force to pay for college. She quickly flew to the top of their ranks before moving on to the Air Force Intelligence. Then
Okay.
she joined NASA. Damn, is her superpower just having really badass jobs? Wonder if she could give me a recommendation.
Working at NASA was pretty cool until aliens attacked.
Oh no!
Carol got caught in the middle of a massive
no.
battle between the Kree aliens and a Kree superhero named Mar-Vell, known to the world as Captain Marvel.
Well, wait. Captain Marvel's secret identity is Mar-Vell? Somebody forgot to read Superheroes for Dummies.
Yeah.
Anyway, during the battle, Carol got stuck in a machine called the Psych Magnetron,
Oh.
which exploded. Luckily for her, this was one of those explosions that turns you into a superhero.
The energy from the blast merged Carol's DNA with strands of Mar-Vell's. She developed an extra Kree brain lobe and gained most of Mar-Vell's powers, transforming her into a new, dynamic superheroine.
Okay.
Except she didn't even realize it at first. She'd just black out at random times and wake up to hear about a new suspiciously blonde superhero. Hey, Wiz, maybe I have a superhero side like this.
No.
I mean, I black out all the
I
time.
know, Boomstick, but no.
Boomstick, you don't have powers. You have a problem. Throughout her adventures, Carol went through several phases of superhero titles. First Miss Marvel, then Binary, then Warbird, then Miss Marvel again, until one day, Mar-Vell died.
Oh.
Here's
So you take
to
on the
you,
captain.
Marvel.
Yeah.
To honor her fallen friend, Carol Danvers took up his mantle, becoming the brand new Captain Marvel.
Gotcha.
Captain Marvel is unbelievably powerful, with superhuman strength and incredible durability.
She learned how to fly planes in the Air Force, but now she could fly herself and super fast.
Speaking of which, through her time with the Air Force and as a member of the Avengers, she's received years of quality combat training. Not only can she hit hard, she can fire powerful concussive blasts of photon and stellar light energy from her hands, as well as create energy fields.
As if all that weren't enough, Carol can open up an extra can of whoop-ass by absorbing energy. Absorbing
Oh.
anything from electricity to magic can make her even stronger.
Absorbing energy.
With these powers,
Gotcha.
Captain Marvel has done some
That's
pretty
how they're similar,
amazing
I mean.
things.
At
While
least one
training
way.
with the Avengers, the combat simulation measured that she could deliver a force of 92 tons.
Okay, go on.
Almost 10 times the destructive power of a Davy Crockett nuclear missile.
She can survive energy blasts to the face and even the vacuum of space for a long period of time. Once she flew from Broadway to the end of the atmosphere in only 1 minute and 58 seconds. That's a lot of sky to cover in less
Yes.
than 2 minutes.
She claims that's her personal record. Now, considering the distance between a New York City street and the exosphere, Marvel must have been flying 247 times faster than the speed of sound.
Crap, how
Carol
fast
has
was...
taken
I
out
feel like...
characters like
Android
Vision,
went faster,
punched
but-
Iron Man out of his armor, and even survived 2 point-blank blasts from the Destructor's beam, which has enough power to punch holes through an Imperial Kree starship.
I don't know what that
That's
means,
not even
though.
the height of her power. If Marvel absorbs enough energy, she can access the powers of Binary, a form she took after losing her powers, getting lost in space, and being experimented on by aliens.
Okay.
Long story. As Binary, she can tap into the power of a white hole and generate star levels of energy.
And her hair's on fire.
Were you even listening? That's like the least interesting thing about it.
Says you. Look at it.
Binary was an extremely powerful form, capable of wiping out entire fleets of enemy ships, but one that Captain Marvel does not have easy access to. She initially lost the form after expending all of its energy, and is unable to reach it again without absorbing a massive amount of interstellar energy, such as the infinite energy from a gravitational field of a black hole singularity.
Gotcha.
She's too stubborn to just give up, though.
She's stubborn to a fault, even rushing headlong into situations while ignoring advice from wiser, more experienced friends. Like the time she started a civil war between superheroes,
Oh.
or when she completely ignored her damaging addiction to alcohol.
Oh.
Yeah, Carol is a badass with a hell of a lot of power. But if Tony Stark, of all people, thinks you have a drinking problem, you should probably listen to him
That's
instead
fair.
of trying to fly into space while completely wasted. Yeah.
Regardless, Captain Marvel is a seasoned hero with a record that most would be envious of. Hell, she's such a pillar, she's named after the publishing company itself.
This isn't good. They're about to end it, and I don't have an idea
Anybody
yet.
else?
Dang it. I'm really
All
torn.
right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, it's time for some scrumptious Blue Apron. Now, I'm a man who likes a good home-cooked meal, but going out to buy
Planned
or make
ahead
my
at
own
least,
food
you
is a
know.
hassle. If only there was some way food could be brought straight to me.
Introducing Blue Apron, the #1 fresh food delivery service in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Using only the freshest ingredients, Blue Apron delivers a kit of ready-to-cook meals straight to your door, along
By the way,
with easy-to-follow
I think at least one person
Plus,
asked where I
the
got these
ingredients
glasses
are
that I showed in the
perfectly
last one.
proportioned, so it
I
cuts
got them
down
from
on
wish.com.
waste, and
Like
you
they
know
were
you're
super
using
cheap.
the
It was
right
like
amount.
$2 and then
On
$2
top of that,
shipping,
you
I
can log
think.
into their website
So
and
they're not,
select
like,
the upcoming
great.
meals that
They're just
sound good
kinda-
to you.
just
Like
kinda
the
cool.
spiced zucchini
I like
enchiladas
novelty
with
glasses
creamy
sort of
lime
thing.
and tomato rice.
Plus,
Yeah.
it feels rewarding cooking new and
Can I have another
exciting
cracker?
meals right in your own home. But don't just take our word for it. We want you to try it.
Because you're watching Death Battle, you can get 3 meals free with free shipping by heading to blueapron.com/battle.
You will love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron.
I
So
totally
don't
understand
wait.
the
That's
deal.
blueapron.com
I've seen this so many
/battle.
times.
Right now, it's time
For a death battle and pause. Let's talk about this death battle then, or going into it. So, this is again. I'm torn. I feel like when we were going over, the analyses, that Android 18 proved to be faster, proved to be stronger, and was able to take more, because she's taking on like planet-destroying things. And I feel like the strongest thing that they said Captain Marvel took was like, we saw her like take the Hulk and the ground cracked and everything, and I know the Hulk can do amazing things, but I don't think he's a planet buster, is he? And so, comparing those, it just seems like Android 18 had more durability, had more speed, and had more raw physical power. And they both have their energy beams, and they can both absorb energy. I feel like in the absorbing energy part, Captain Marvel has the advantage because it seemed like she could do it even from a range. Like being attacked by a beam, she was able to just absorb the energy instead of being like hurt by it. That's what it looked like. And that would really, hurt Android 18. However, I don't think that Captain Marvel was like sapping the other person's strength. I think she was just gaining strength from the beam. And so while that would prove, Android 18's, or kind of like nullify her ki blast and everything like that, it wouldn't make Android 18 herself weaker, especially if she has like a nearly infinite, like source of chi, or ki, sorry. But then Android 18, it seemed like she had to be more like physically touching the person in order to absorb their energy, but it actually took energy from them and gave it to her, so she was powered up while they were weakened. And so it seems like, there are pros and cons to each of their methods, but, like Android having to be right up close, but then, Captain Marvel not sapping their energy necessarily. So it's hard to say which one is necessarily better, and there might not be a better, it's just based upon the scenario, So then to keep going, what more was there? There was something else. Oh yeah, experience. It seems to me that, they both have a lot of experience with combat in general. I don't know the timeline of Dragon Ball Z, but it seems like Android 18 has been fighting for longer. Like Captain Marvel has a lot of experience in various different fields, with her, being a pilot, and then NASA, and then, well, I guess being a superhero after that. And she has fought a ton of different kinds of enemies, like a much greater variety than I would assume that Android 18 has. But Android 18 seems like, she was built for fighting. I assume she's been fighting for several years. She's participated in at least one universe-ending tournament kind of thing. So it's really difficult. Because, it makes me want to lean toward Captain Marvel in that sense, because again, she's fought such a variety, she has such, versatility of her own, along with, just all the experience fighting people who've had, all these different sorts of powers and everything like that. But, when Android 18 is just brute strength, essentially, does it really matter that Captain Marvel has fought all those different kinds? Maybe, because and I don't know how they, relate with the weaknesses, or with, reflexes or things like that. So, Oh, it's so frustrating. But I have to choose, that's the thing. I keep going back and forth. This one is hard for me. I'm really looking forward to the conclusion so I can see how they definitively state and, you know, back up their decision, you know? Like, geez, okay, so it comes down to, like, who can take the most punches. I feel like that's what it is. I feel like it's who can take the most punches. And again, I feel like the biggest thing we saw was Captain Marvel took a punch from the Hulk, and I'm sure has fought similar people. But then Android 18 has fought, again, planet-destroying things. Okay, I'm gonna say Android 18 is going to win, and we'll see what happens. If Captain Marvel wins, I just want to see why, you know, how. So, play. Android 18 is going to win. And if not, hey, you know, there goes my streak, and that's fine. Will I be disappointed? Yes, but that's okay. Hey.
Get back.
No.
The orb is coming with me.
Give me a break, lady. I've been looking for that thing all day.
Why do you want it
Don't
anyway?
make me hurt you.
Yeah,
Marvel, that
good
is.
luck with that.
Fight!
That was pretty cool. Ow. Wonder how often Captain Marvel fights like
Really
this.
Don't have time for this.
Wait, you couldn't punch her all the way into it?
What a pest.
No fair. That's playing dirty.
Time to clean up then.
Based upon how the battle's going, it seems like Captain Marvel's going to win, because right now Android is kicking butt, and usually Death Battle flips it. That's true, usually they do, but we'll see. You see, she absorbed it, she just took it.
Surprise. Thanks for the energy.
But you're gonna run out eventually. I'm still rooting for Android. I want her to win. Dodge the rocks!
I can take whatever you give and dish it back twice as hard.
Oh yeah? Oh. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure you both can just move out of the way. Why did you bother wasting that? You could have easily moved. And then not had this hit you.
Have a taste of your own energy.
Can she absorb projectile energy? I don't know. I didn't think she could. So I have to move, like, my mic's kind of in the way.
Surprise. I can do it too.
Oh, so she can do it with projectile kind of stuff. That's good to know. That does change things, you know?
No fair. I can still.
No, she can't. No, she can't.
And that's that.
Hey! I was right again!
Ouch! Now that's a crushing blow.
Not that I was super
Captain
confident,
Marvel
but
may have been
did
one
it.
of the Avengers' mightiest warriors, but she couldn't stand up to the impressive power, speed, and expertise of Android 18.
Ah, good,
First
okay.
off, the numbers don't lie. When it comes to speed, Carol's best record put her in just under 200,000 miles per hour.
So it was right,
But
she was
18
slower.
could move over 100,000 miles faster.
Most apparent of all, Marvel's durability and strength feats simply pale in comparison to 18's. The only way
I will admit I
Marvel's
forgot
power
about
could
the
match
arm-breaking
18's
feat.
was to absorb enough energy to reach her binary form.
But 18 is no stranger to that technique. There's no doubt she recognized what Carol was doing and stopped feeding her energy. Even if Carol had somehow achieved the full force of Binary, that wouldn't have guaranteed a win. I mean, the last time we saw Binary in the comics, she was taken down by some alien guns.
Oh.
Yeah, she's not as good at absorbing energy as she thought.
With superior speed, strength, tactics, and endurance, Android 18 simply wore Captain Marvel down until it was time to go in for the kill.
And that's why Captain Marvel lost by TKO. God, that one was awful.
The winner is Android 18.
Yay! Claps for Android 18. Cool.
Hey, don't go away. We're about to reveal the matchup
Oh,
for the next episode.
Thank you,
of
Ben. I
Death
was
Battle.
about to
And if you
leave.
want to see exclusive commentary on this episode, click that little button over there and start a first membership trial. Helps us out a lot.
Next time on Death Battle. That's Mecha Sonic, right? Not Metal Sonic, Mecha Sonic. Oh, all right. This will be interesting. I actually know both of these characters, not super well, but I'm aware of them. Zero's awesome. I played like the Mega Man X games. That's all I really know him from. Anyway, let's talk about this Death Battle now. So first, I'm gonna gloat a bit again. I was joking, but I'm happy that I was right. Again, like I said, it would have been okay if I was wrong, but I would have been disappointed, and I get to maintain my streak. Like, I'm on a streak right now, and it's great. Granted, it's like 50-50, and then you add in your reasoning and everything. But yeah, I thought this one seemed really close to me. I am glad, at least, to go back what I was happy about saying in the analyses and everything. Or, in my prediction, rather. I'm glad that I thought that Android was stronger and faster and had more endurance, because they agreed with me in the conclusion, so I'm glad I was able to pick up on that. One of my biggest things was the fact that, again, I mentioned the pros and cons of their energy absorption. And the big pro for Captain Marvel was that she could do it from a range where I thought that Android 18 had to be like physically touching them. But apparently that's not the case, and so that got rid of like the only pro that Captain Marvel's version of it had. So that means that was another spot Android 18, could shine. And then the experience, with fighting different kinds of enemies, that didn't really come up. But again, when Android 18 is just brute strength and she deals with brute strength and, like power beams and things like that, it does make sense that, because again, the thing is, even though Captain Marvel has experience fighting those kinds of things, I'd say really the only good thing it would have given her is like, perhaps better reflexes and perhaps more critical thinking, because if you're going up against all kinds of different enemies, you're going to have to come up with different ways, to combat them. But I guess that didn't come too much into play here. Things that I did forget, I forgot again about the Vegeta arm breaking thing. I forgot about the infinity bullets or whatever, but that didn't even come up. I certainly forgot that Captain Marvel lost against alien guns. I don't remember if they actually said that, but I think they might have shown that comic panel, and if they did, I just did not read it. I didn't really pay attention to it enough to actually remember it. So, yeah. Maybe that's why it was harder for me, because, again, I didn't know about the energy absorption thing, and I missed things, I just didn't think of things, but that's what happens. In the end, glad I got it. It was close for me, but hey, I pulled through in the end, and I'm happy Android 18 won. So now to actually talk about this Death Battle, once again, the analyses was nothing special for me. It was good. It had its bit of humor. It taught me a lot. Maybe not... Well, no, I was gonna say maybe not as well to like let me say, oh, this person's going to win, because like last Death Battle, I started my prediction by saying I think Sub-Zero is going to win. This one I couldn't tell, I was torn. But maybe that's where they did a good job of making it seem pretty balanced, with how they presented the two characters. So I'll say kudos in this case. Good job for making them both sound powerful, Death Battle team. So, yes, it wasn't, like, super funny, but it was funny enough, The point is, it taught me enough, and it was entertaining enough. It's what I would expect from a Death Battle. So, cool. We're good there. The animation, I liked a lot more, actually, than I thought I would. At first, it was kind of just, like, back and forth, doing the same thing or whatever. But I did like how they included all of the Dragon Ball Z style, like, teleporting around, and all the super punches and everything, and the banter was pretty funny, Yeah, I think part of the reason I liked the jumping around and everything was just because, like I said, I don't know how often Captain Marvel would actually fight like that. So I guess it was just amusing for me to see someone else put into that situation. Someone who could actually handle it though, So that was cool. It looked good, I thought the animation did, had a nice fitting background for Dragon Ball Z and whatnot. I thought it was a good enough setup, looking for the Dragon Ball. I don't know why. It would be kind of interesting to see why Captain Marvel wanted it. I guess just because it was a powerful alien object? But I don't know. Is she usually like a hunter of those things? She's just kind of there. But whatever. It was enough to have them both there and get them fighting without it just being like, this is them walking. And then fight, like that. So they took their stances. Anyway. So yeah, the animation, yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Probably a little more entertaining than what I would have expected. So that's good, you know, that's definitely a positive. So I don't really have anything more to say about this death battle in particular. You know, the analysis was fine, the animation for me was more entertaining than I expected, so that's good. And the next time, again, we have either Metal Sonic, Mecha Sonic, I forgot, I'm sure I checked when they actually gave the names, but I totally didn't, versus Zero. Another thing that I want to mention, because it didn't even occur to me last time, it just barely did, was when did they start putting both of the combatants up? Because, you know, what they used to do was put up one combatant and then you'd wait a week or whatever, and then they'd show the next combatant, or not even a week, just like a couple days. They'd show the next combatant on like Twitter or Facebook or whatever, but with the last one, and then with this one, and maybe even with like Sub-Zero vs. Glacius, I think they did, yeah, they did with Sub-Zero vs. Glacius too, they showed them both in the next time. When did they start doing that again? Because I think it's good. I like that better personally than having to check their Twitter or their Facebook. I just don't remember when they switched over and actually started. But either way, it's nice knowing those two characters. I'm trying to think again like how they're similar, because I guess I don't know Zero's background. Based upon what I know of Mecha Sonic, I'm gonna call him Mecha Sonic for now. I apologize if it is Metal Sonic. I know that they're both names used, but I swear they're used for different robot Sonic incarnations, you know, like in different points in the timeline. I could be wrong, but that's what I thought. I just don't know the differentiation. Anyway, based upon what I know about him, I assume Zero then was created to combat Mega Man specifically, but then he joined the side of good, sort of thing. Again, I've really only played the Mega Man X games, and even then, I'll admit, I didn't pay super good attention to the storyline because it really is just like, bad things are happening, fight, 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 violence is bad, you know, so, yeah. Anyway, I don't think I have anything else to say about this death battle then, so let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, whether you liked it, whether you disliked it, what you thought about this or that, etc., so on and so forth. And I guess until then, you know, I will be looking forward to the next time, so hopefully that'll be cool. And oh, I wonder what animation style they're going to be using actually. I would imagine, again, given the characters, it would be another 2D, but would they have 3 2D animations in a row? But where would they get the 3D models? I don't know. Anyway, with that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go!